It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Vikings and the Colts, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Indianapolis Colts. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the man from the University of Washington. This is Jacob Eason.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Here's Eason off the play fake. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Here's Eason to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So the Colts in great position here as they get things started. They'll be led out by a former most valuable player of the National Football League, the always dangerous Lamar Jackson.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. Let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly, but behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 130 in the yardage department, and a touchdown, 2.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson eluding the pressure right. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts on just 2 plays have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Pumping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch. And he loves that. And he's going to carry that in at contract time.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Eason. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. They go play action with Eason. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Fighting his way through contact. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Minnesota. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him?
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Jackson. Flushed out right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What a savvy read by the running back. He saw his quarterback was out of the pocket in a little bit of trouble. He just broke off his route and took off deep downfield. Thought for a second there they had him, but they were unable to connect for a big play.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Play action. Now Jackson. Going for it all. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Vikings are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. To throw from his end zone. Eason under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Let's go. Do it.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 9-7 our score. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. They juked him. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. That time a 6-play drive, and it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Now a throw here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Eason. And incomplete on the deep ball. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling.
But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away.
Jalen Waddle deep to return it. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage.
So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bully. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make the play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see.
They go play action with Jackson. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run here with Taylor. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it in sight from 7 yards out. And the Colts add on to their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work.
A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing is Eason. Going up top for Miller. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On first down, Jacob Eason. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man complete, it's Taylor. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That is definitely what we call a defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Now he's going to let it go deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Colts are able to add on to their first half lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 23. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw again on second down, Eason. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Chris Jones now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Jackson on first down, buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Oh, wide open. Complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play there just before halftime. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. First down and more for Jackson. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half. And to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Colts to take over. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. First and 10 at the 43-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Melvin Gordon, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket and wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 12, Eason. They'll find Everett there, complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Eason sets to throw it.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Indy set to go on offense once more.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Jackson on 1st down, sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play action, it's Jackson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
To the right side, this is Taylor.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor,
a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Colts just continue to pour it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. What a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust? Blitz coming, and down he goes. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Eason He'll get this one to Pittman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now Eason. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively. Let's go.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
Touchdown, Colts! A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On second down, McCaffrey. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
36 yards on the punt with no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. To Gordon, out left. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And he's got his target, Harris. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Steps away to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They'll try and run. Taylor, able to avoid him. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. First and 10, Eason. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Caleb Farley. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances.
They'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Lamar Jackson with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Colts are looking as if they'll move it to 7-2 as they add on to this lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
It's almost human nature, isn't it? They score on one play, you come out on offense, you try and do exactly the same thing. They tried the deep ball, couldn't quite connect, but give them an A for effort.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Eason to throw.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense, that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked. because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll throw on first down with Eason. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Eason gets hit, and the ball pops free. And the Colts pick it up. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. On the jet sweep, here comes Waddle. Able to fight through one tackle. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The Colts on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Jackson. Flush to his right. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun is Eason. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. To throw on third down. Eason. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they got the big lead here in the fourth. Dancing to his left. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play there for Indy. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Open space inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A fourth touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, fourth quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Eason. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Eason. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. Checking in on Houston, it's in the 4th quarter there. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On first down, Jacob Eason. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept